Howdy YouTube, back with another video. It's an update on day 41. Plants are looking pretty good, getting really tall. Pistil hair is starting to get very noticeable on these main plants. I'm gonna have to be didn't hit time to do it yesterday, but I'll be removing these fan leaves like I spoke in the last update. Try and clear him out, do some adjustments on his spikes before he starts to go into flower, and really just kind of keep going on with what we've been doing. Here soon, I will be pushing them to one side of the tent in order to get a scrog net going. And once they start getting tall enough, I'll start lining each one of them up into their individual squares. So the bud sites have their own room to grow and won't have much of an issue like we're seeing here with all these leaves just kind of looping over each other, blocking all potential bud sites. You know, like that guy right there, just completely blocked by a sea of fan leaves, which isn't a big deal, you know what I mean, but it is something that we have to go ahead and get rid of and correct in order to get the best amount of light that we can down to the canopy. You see, we got stuff like that down there that's just getting blocked by different fan leaves. I won't be doing a crazy amount of defoliation just because we are, I believe, in day 2 or 3 of flower, and you don't really want to give them too much stress while they're in flower, especially auto flowers, because you can stunt their growth and that could damage your potential yield in the end. But other than that, it's just been just 24 hours since the last update. Stuff's coming in pretty green, looking very bushy on every single plant again after prior defoliations and everything. They had a pretty good bounce back, I'd say, since their last top feeding and everything. Everybody's growing in nice and pretty lush. I'm not sure why this guy gets these. I'm gonna have to look into that, do some research. I'm not sure why he gets these like little lighter green tips on his leaves. I'm not really too sure about it. Like, he's got that weird stain on that one right there, and all the other guys, they haven't really been doing it. It's mainly just been him, and then him being small. But I don't know, different genetics. It could be something that I'm doing. It's more than likely something that I'm doing and not just genetics in general. But genetics, you know, plants do grow differently. For example, these two here are the exact same. We got them out of the same package. But I believe he's stunted from something that I did in the past. It almost positive it was starting low stress training. When I started it on the main 3, he was still already a bit smaller. He sprouted a few days later than everybody else, and honestly, I wasn't even too sure if this way I was going to make it in the beginning because how long it took for him to sprout. I think it happens every once in a while. He grew upside down and then came out a little bit later than everybody else, and I feel like if I would have left him alone, he'd look pretty similar to the other 3 if I gave him maybe another few more days, maybe another week before I bent him over to try and get as many bud sizes I could expose like I did with these guys here. Because can't really see it right now, but if I kind of see if I can fidget in here a little bit and get you a good view of the bottom, little main stem in there. I bent him over completely and then kind of kept training him. So there's the main cola right there for that plant. And I did it with him at the same time, but he was quite a bit smaller when I started on the other 3. So I believe he just wasn't quite ready for it, and I maybe stunted him doing that, or I'm not too sure. I do feed him the same amount of water that I feed all of the other ones, which, I mean, I could have been feeding him too much water in the past. I have here recently been giving him like a slightly little bit less than the other 3 just because of the size. I'm not too sure if his roots are as established into the pot as everybody else is. But other than that, I've just been keeping on with what I've been doing normally, spraying them down with neem oil every other day, just to try and prevent any type of pests or anything. It's an organic pesticide. If you are having any problems in your tent, or honestly plants outside as well, roses and some other things, it works very well as an organic pesticide, so you don't have to use any disgusting chemicals on your plants, which I'm not too fond of myself. But yeah, other than that, just stay tuned and I'll be back again tomorrow. Have a great day.